trying to throw him overboard. You better sit back, strap in and hold tight. It's always full throttle on Monday night. Hit it. Come on and hit it. Come on and get ready. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party. It's a Super Bowl season. We're gonna rock, rock, rock it. Players at the ready. Al and John at the mic. All my rowdy friends are here for Monday night.
The first full day of autumn still feels a lot like summer on Florida's Gulf Coast. Temperature 80 degrees here in Tampa inside Raymond James Stadium now. Home of the Buccaneers since 1998. Filled to capacity, and out onto the field come the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are ready to face the St. Louis Rams. Al Michaels, John Madden, Melissa Stark, welcome to Tampa. The Rams, of course, were the preseason consensus choice to win the Super Bowl, but on opening day they lost to Denver. Then at home last week they were shocked by the New York Giants. We'll find out if the greatest show on turf can get it turned around tonight on grass against the Buccaneers, who lost here on opening day in overtime to New Orleans and then rebounded with a road shutout as they beat Baltimore last week by a score of 25-0. And John, we met last night. Mike Martz, of course, Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, the key Rams. What do you come away with? What's the state of the Rams right now?
Well, you know, one of the things when you lose a game, you also lose confidence. And I don't feel that this team has the confidence that they had a year and 2 and 3 years ago. But all they need to heal that is a win, because they still have good players. I mean, Kurt Warner is still a great quarterback, and there's nothing wrong with his thumb. You know, Torrey Holt is still a good wide receiver. Isaac Bruce is a good wide receiver. Marshall Faulk, you know, could be the best player in all of football. And they're making plays, but they just can't put them all together. In fact, something bad seemed to happen on the way to the goal line.
It did. As far as the Bucs are concerned, Tony Dungy did a real good job here. No question, restored respectability to the franchise, but got fired because he couldn't get them through the playoffs, only to the playoffs. Now they expect John Gruden to get them through the playoffs. What chance does he have?
Well, you know, his offense isn't ready yet. I mean, you watch him, and they're struggling on offense, and he's not getting any big plays. He said he'd like to get big plays. Tampa Bay is still about defense, and this defense matches up very well against the Rams offense.
I think we'll have a good one tonight. We deserve a good one.
Yeah,
Week 3, these two teams have played a couple of classics the last 2 years on Monday night. Here we go again. Rams Bucks. Tonight's quarterback comparison is brought to you by McDonald's. It's been a slow start for the Rams' Kurt Warner. Only 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, and a pass rating 20 points below his career average. Tampa Bay's Brad Johnson has thrown for 2 touchdowns, the only touchdowns his offense has generated in the first 2 games.
A lot can be said about the fact we only use 100% pure beef in our burgers. Usually, a mouthful.
In the city, the only thing standing between life and death is a thin blue line.
Get down, everybody! Hit the ground! We need an ambulance! You're gonna be all right.
The NYPD Blue 2-hour event. First, celebrate 9 great years. Then stay tuned for the season legends are made of. Tomorrow at 9/8 Central on ABC. Viewer discretion advised.
We're ready now. Tampa, Florida, the Rams with the stars out. Marshall Faulk. The Bucks with their own stars. Warren Sapp heading the great Buck defense. Kickoff coming up.
I learned 40 years ago, if you're going to give objective advice, you have to take the self-interest out of the equation.
Charles Schwab created a different kind of company.
The first question we ask our client is, what do you need?
Our expertise is based on hard facts, not hot tips.
Since our employees are never paid a commission, we only offer objective advice.
We're on the side of the individual investor, and that is our purpose.
Clients deserve investment advice that they can trust, period.
There's never been a better time for Charles Schwab.
ABC Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Tampa, Florida, as we conclude week 3 of the 2002 National Football League season. The Rams and the Bucs, 3rd year in a row. They've met on Monday night. Bucs won here 2 years ago, and doesn't Mike Martz remember that one well, 38-35. And then last year, Tampa, in a critical game, went into St. Louis and knocked off the Rams. Mike Martz was the offensive coordinator in the Super Bowl season when Dick Vermeil was the head coach, and then Dick, as Johnny Greer tosses the coin.
Tampa wants the ball.
Tampa wins the toss. Dick Vermeil hastily retired a couple of days after the Super Bowl.
We'll receive. Let's have a good game, fellas.
And Mike Martz got the keys to the kingdom. Keyshawn Johnson. We'll see him in action tonight. Former Jet. Came over here a couple of years ago. John Lynch, one of the keys to the Tampa Bay defense. He's with Melissa Stark. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Al. Well, one of the biggest surprises so far this season is how unproductive the Rams offense has been. John, you've watched them on film all week. Are they still as dangerous as they've always been?
Absolutely. I think they're struggling a little bit as far as getting the ball in the end zone, but Kurt Warner's still throwing at a 73% clip. Still look over there and see 28, so they're still the same guys, and we're expecting their best shot tonight.
John Gruden comes in here, replaces a very popular head coach in Tony Dungy. What's been the biggest impact he's made?
Well, I think their personalities are different. A lot of the messages they preach are the same thing, but we love playing for the man, and we're going to go out there and show it tonight.
Good luck tonight, John. Al, each of the last 2 times these teams have played each other, it's been Lynch that sealed the victory, intercepting Kurt Warner on the final drive.
Right here 2 years ago, and then in the Dome in St. Louis last year. Tampa Bay has never returned a kickoff for a touchdown. 27th year in the league, 1,552 kickoffs. Jeff Wilkins to boot it, and back deep Aaron Stecker for the Buccaneers.
Jeff Wilkins to boot it without a shoe. This is a new deal. It, kind of kickers have a lot of time to think about things, and this is one of the things that Jeff Wilkins came up with. Take off my shoe and put some tape on it.
Missed a field goal, too, last week at home against the Giants. But shoeless tonight. He sends one to the corner, and it just does bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Just does. Had it gone out at the 1-yard line, the Bucs would have had the ball at the 40. Here's the Tampa Bay offense.
Brad Johnson, Florida State University.
Michael Pittman, Fresno State.
Mike Allstott, Purdue.
Keyshawn Johnson, USC.
Keenan McCardell, UNLV.
Ken Dilger, Illinois.
Roman Oben, University of Louisville.
Kerry Jenkins, Troy State.
Jeff Christie, Pitt.
Cozy Coleman, University of Tennessee.
Kenyatta Walker, University of Florida.
Kenyatta Walker, left tackle last year, moving to the right side. He was the #1 choice out of Florida in 2001. Johnson to the air, throws, and completes his first pass, caught by the tight end, the former Colt Ken Dilger 9-yard gain. Let's take a look at the Ram defense.
Leonard Little, Tennessee.
Brian Young, Utah. Jeff Scanina, Purdue University. Grant Wistrom, Nebraska.
Robert Thomas, UCLA.
Don Davis, University of Kansas.
Tommy Pollard, Florida State.
Aeneas Williams, Southern University.
Adam Archuleta, Arizona State.
Kim Herring, Penn State.
Dre Bly, North Carolina.
Now without a huddle, they go to the air to Keenan McCardell, and a lot of teams, John, opening up in the last couple of weeks, no huddle, as the Rams did last week.
And I think that's to control the pace. And one thing, that in fact John Gruden was talking about it last night, one of the advantages of no huddle is when the head coach is calling the plays, he can talk to his quarterback all the way up until the 15-second mark on the time clock. So you can talk a guy through the no huddle.
Now they huddled before this play after picking up 15 on the first 2. Johnson 2 for his first 2. And now their first run, and one of the new Bucs is Michael Pittman, the ex-Arizona Cardinal. Warwick Dunn opted to go to Atlanta, so they brought in a guy that Gruden loved in Arizona. And of course, he didn't get a lot of publicity and acclaim and exposure because he was playing with the Cardinals for the last few years.
And he has some quickness and some size about him. I mean, he's a weightlifter. Look at his arms. His forearms are 19.5 inches, so he has that strength. He has that upper body strength, and his John Gruden says the big thing we have to do with him is just keep him healthy.
Keep him healthy and hydrated. Came out with cramps last week in the third quarter at Baltimore. 2nd and 7. Johnson protected well, slings it to the outside. That's Dilger making another catch, and Dilger gets taken down at the 43, about 2 yards shy of the first down.
One thing that John Gruden was talking about is the offensive line has to control and give Brad Johnson time. And so far they are doing this, and guys are getting open against his zone. You see, Dilger just runs an out right there in front of the corner that's coming off. But here's the big thing. Here's going to be the key. You know, can this group in the white jerseys keep the blue jerseys off of Brad Johnson so he has time to do those types of things? Because we know Brad Johnson doesn't run.
So far, so good. 3rd and about 1.5 yards, and that's another first down. The ex-Jaguar, McCardell, slips the tackle at the 50, and then Don Davis, an ex-Buck, knocks him down at the 40-yard line.
I think the Ram defense has to disrupt this rhythm because John Gruden is getting in an offensive rhythm now. Brad Johnson is in offensive rhythm, and then Keenan McCardell, you see him, he starts to come in motion, then he stops and goes back to the outside. I tell you, that's a pattern that Tim Brown ran all the time for John Gruden. Just those types of things where you start one way, go back the other way, and the timing with Brad Johnson is perfect.
3 minutes into the game. They flank Pittman to the right, fake it to Alstott, who sees his first action, and Dilger makes another catch and then drops the ball, but dropped it out of bounds.
Yeah, it was funny. We were talking to John Gruden last night, and he said two guys have to step up, or two groups. He said, one, our offensive line. He said they have to play better than they have. They have to play more aggressive than they have. And the other thing is our tight end. I tell you, he's bringing Dilger into this thing right off the bat, isn't it?
He was expressing some displeasure with his tight ends earlier this week. He signs Ricky Dudley, the former Raider, who was released by Cleveland. And then all of a sudden, Dilger must have read those clippings.
Well, you know, he did, and that's the thing about John Gruden. If he has something on his mind, he's going to get it off his mind and get it on yours.
Dilger's caught 3. He picks up 9 there. It's 2nd down and 1. Pittman on a draw, and Pittman should have enough with that second thrust to pick up the first down. Tyoka Jackson, another former Buck, makes the tackle, and there is a former Buck coach. Lovie Smith was the linebacker coach here for Tony Dungy a couple of years ago, and then Mike Martz brought him to St. Louis last year, and he did a wonderful job turning that defense around.
Right, and the thing, he uses the same defense as the Bucs do, but he uses more man coverage and he blitzes more. And we're getting into an area, or the Bucs are getting into an area now where Lovie Smith really does like to blitz.
And here's a new set, 4 wides, a little backflip to Williams, and Carl Williams, stellar punt returner. In fact, he ran one back at Baltimore last week for a touchdown, makes the catch here. And Brad Johnson with the hot hand at the outset. He's 5 for 5, though that would actually not be that's a backward pass, in effect a run.
But I think the whole thing is Brad Johnson getting in a rhythm. You know, John Gruden getting his offense in this rhythm, because they have it, and the Rams defense haven't knocked it out of him yet.
Not yet. This drive started at the 20-yard line. Now at the Ram 24, 4.5 into the game. Pittman cuts it back inside and is stopped by a trio of Rams led by the linebacker Tommy Polley at the 21-yard line.
You know, I'm surprised that the Rams are using so much cover 2 down here with their safeties deep, because their best run stopper is really Adam Archuleta. And if they're having problems with the run, they're going to get him up in there. Cover 2 puts Adam Archuleta back and puts him deep where he can't get involved. He's not a great pass defender, but I'll tell you, he's a heck of a run defender. And I think in this down, they have to get him up and involved.
Very much like John Lynch on the other side, playing that same role. 3rd down and 2 from the 21-yard line. Johnson protected well, and that one is knocked down. He tried to get it into Keyshawn Johnson, and it was knocked away by Robert Thomas, rookie linebacker, the #1 draft choice out of UCLA. So they bogged down, and now they'll have to settle for about a 38-yard field goal attempt.
And here you can see Dre Bly trying to get up and get a bump. He doesn't get a bump on Keyshawn, but he gets a hold. That should have been called. In fact, he got up and missed the bump, grabbed the hold, and then he grabbed a hold again at Keyshawn. I'll tell you one thing about Keyshawn Johnson. He does get mauled.
Martin Gramatica, this is a 39-yard field goal attempt. And it is good. So they control the ball for the first 5:28, move from their own 20 down into field goal range, and Gramatica makes it 3-0 Tampa Bay.
Game day kicks off in the dawn's early light. Work behind the scenes to get it right. From the pigskin makers to the hard hat man, the special teams and the big game plan. This is for the people who never play it down, but really make it rock when the game's in town. This but's for you. And you and you and you. This but's for you. And you and you and you. This but's for TV camera guys, play by play, bringing it together, kicking off game day. This but's for you. And you and you and you. This but's for you.
A shift can change a person, a life, the world, or it can simply change the way you move through it.
ABC's Monday Night Football being brought to you by Budweiser, delivering beer at its best with a crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. T-Mobile, get more minutes, more features, more service. And Nissan and your Nissan dealer. The Bay Area, John Gruden trading one Bay Area for the other. And a lot of moolah.
And draft choices, too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't they have to give the Raiders $8 million and 4 firsts and 2 seconds?
You bet they did. And then signed Gruden. Kickoff fielded by Dre Bly from the 5-yard line, and great coverage by the Bucs, but a flag is down as Aaron Stecker stuck him. Johnny Greer will make the call.
Holding number 55 of the receiving team during the return.
That's Robert Thomas, and that'll back the Rams up deep for their first possession tonight.
To Nissan, it's a fusion of performance, styling, and innovation. To 50 renowned automotive journalists, however, it's an aphrodisiac. Presenting the Nissan Altima, 2002 North American Car of the Year.
More mystery. More picnics. More glazed donuts. More change of scenery. More emergency parties. More minutes. More talking. More minutes for talking. Talking. More goggles. More service. More asking. More getting. More last-minute trips. More adventures. More everything. Get more minutes, more features, more service. Introducing T-Mobile. Get more.
Pizza Hut. There are big dogs here. Bobby, is that you? I'm having second thoughts about this whole NFL XL deal.
A big New Yorker for $8.99 and a free 2-liter of Pepsi. All season long on Sundays and Mondays. It's got to be the greatest deal around.
Not from where I'm sitting.
Try the NFL XL deal from Pizza Hut and Pepsi. Get a free 2-liter Pepsi when you buy an extra large pizza for only $8.99. Only available this season on Sundays and Mondays. So call today. Only at Pizza Hut. You make the call.
Come on in and watch the game.
We'll deliver the deal.
ABC Tuesday, 21 million viewers watched 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter.
Daddy, don't you knock?
And discovered its grade A comedy.
Wipe your feet, take off the boy.
Then they found out Life with Bonnie is laugh out loud funny.
Come on! Come on!
Yeah, and come on back when David Duchovny guest stars. It all starts this Tuesday at 8/7 Central on ABC.
Aerial coverage on this humid night being provided by Budweiser as you look down into Raymond James Stadium, where a couple of years ago the Ravens won the Super Bowl here as they beat the Giants. Now the Rams.
And I'll tell you, the Rams better block that Warren Sapp guy they're talking about.
Yes.
Big old 99 right there. That's really the strength of this Buck defense, I think.
2 sacks of Warner in each of the last 2 years on Monday night. From the 9 now, the Rams begin this drive with 9:26 to go in the period. Crowd roaring down at that end of the field, and it's Falk picking up just 1. Here's the Ram offense.
Kurt Warner, Northern Iowa.
Marshall Falk,
San Diego State University.
Chris Hetherington, Yale.
Isaac Bruce, Memphis. Torrey Holt, North Carolina State. Brandon Manu Malayuna, Arizona.
Orlando Pace, Ohio State. Tom Newton, Western Michigan.
Andy McCollum, Toledo.
Adam Timmerman, South Dakota State. John St. Clair, Virginia.
There was a question about Ernie Conwell at tight end because of a neck problem, but right now he's in the game. So is Manu Malayuna, the other tight end. Double tight end set. Warner flings it out to the 24, and Ernie Conwell, bad neck and all, makes the grab, tackled by John Lynch.
Yeah, Mike March was telling us last night that Ernie Conwell wouldn't start. Bad neck, and he didn't think that he'd be able to handle it. But it all starts here. They have to get the pass protection. Now, Warren Sapp is coming. See on that right side, get the pressure, but Kurt Warner was able to get it out to Ernie Conwell just before Sapp got there.
14-yard gain gives him some breathing space. First down. Isaac Bruce is in motion from the 24-yard line. Warner setting up in the pocket, flings it over the middle and into the middle of a quartet of Bucks. Torrey Holt, who was fighting a stomach virus before the game. And in fact, Mike March said about an hour ago, I don't know if he can play. I don't know how much he can play. Well, he's playing.
Well, you know, Kurt Warner throws into windows, and to have windows, he has to have good protection. And it starts right here. You see, they only rush 3 because they drop McFarland out. So that gives them a pretty good pocket and pretty good time. And anytime Kurt Warner has time like this, he is going to find that deep dig or in route by Torrey Holt or Isaac Bruce.
25-yard gain. Now the fake to Falk. A wobbly duck that's nearly intercepted. Nearly intercepted by Rondy Barber. And let's meet the Tampa Bay defense.
Greg Spires, Florida State.
Warren Sapp, University of Miami.
Anthony McFarland, LSU.
Simeon Rice of the Illini.
Al Singleton, Temple University.
Shelton Quarles, Vanderbilt.
Eric Brooks, Florida State.
Brian Kelly, USC.
John Lynch, Stanford.
Dexter Jackson, Florida State.
Rondé Barber, Virginia.
Second down and 10 now. From the 49, Buck show blitz. Here they come. Warner under pressure, wobbles one, but it's caught by Torrey Holt. And the 1,000th completion of Kurt Warner's career is for a first down, and he gets to 1,000 faster than any quarterback in history.
And he did it with a duck. I mean, he will throw some great spirals, and he'll throw some tight spirals, and he'll throw some ugly ones, but so would you. If you had to dodge someone like that and get your arm in that position, it's amazing that he got that ball out there to Torrey Holt.
He's thrown 1,487 passes. He's now completed 1,000, breaking the record currently held by, or to that moment, by Joe Montana. It took him 1571 to get there. So Warner there a lot faster as Falk takes the ball inside the 30. Barber makes the tackle. 6:20 remaining in the quarter, and there it is. Fewest passes to 1,000 completions, and Warner tonight, as the night goes along, will be up and over a threshold that will enable him to be the leader in a lot of categories, and we'll document that as we go along.
Tell you one thing he's a leader in is accuracy. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks I've ever seen.
From the 29, 2nd and 4, inside handoff. Falk picks up a couple. Rondy Barber knifes in from the corner to stop him.
You know, Rondy Barber, in fact, John Gruden calls him a collision corner. And you just watch him on film and tape, and here he is right here, but he's all over the place. You think he's a corner, and then he plays on the slot guy, and when they blitz a defensive back, it's either John Lynch or Rondé Barber. But Rondé Barber, wherever he is, seems to get in on the tackler. He is never a guest out there.
Tiki's twin brother, what an afternoon he had in Baltimore last week. All over the place. 3rd and 3 from the 28-yard line. Warner over the middle, wide open to Falk. Marshall to the 10, loses the ball, and that's news, but gets it back at the 5. He almost never fumbles.
Yeah, and that's the thing that Kurt Warner's going to do. He's going to look downfield. He's going to look for his wide receivers. If he can't find them, he goes to his check down and Marshall Falk. And Marshall Falk is the best check down back in all of football. You just watch him here. You see he's lined up right here. Now a check down is where you come through and you just check right in the middle and find your quarterback. You see he starts out there, then he just sits right there. He just finds a hole, sits in it, and Kurt Warner looks deep, can't find anyone deep, and boom, comes back to his check down.
That time they had Yul Murphy lined up where Falk would normally line up. Now Marshall from his normal position, untouched to the end zone. So they go 91 yards. And it's the first time this season in 2 games plus 10.5 minutes that the Rams have had the lead.
And they look like the old Rams. We talked about confidence, and you can't lose and then have confidence, but this is what helps you get your confidence back. A drive like this, a pretty good pass protection, and then they have the good throws by Kurt Warner, and then being able to run the ball. That's what I felt the Rams had to get back to, is running the ball with Marshall Falk.
Textbook drive. Warner was 4 of 5. Falk takes it in. Wilkins converts. It takes 9 plays to go those 91 yards in a little bit more than 5 minutes. And the Rams have the lead over the Bucs. 7-3 in Tampa.
A million uses and counting. The 210 horsepower supercharged Nissan Xterra.
Some say he's still out wandering these hills, looking for his lost head. It's a true story. Okay, time to go to bed.
For when you need it most.
Uh-oh.
Our longest lasting Energizer Max ever.
What was that?
Energizer Max. Do you have the bunny inside?
America is traveling with Michelin. Right now, buy any 4 Michelin tires and get a Samsonite wheeled carry-on upright and the new Michelin North America Road Atlas free, a value of over $120. Just call 1-888-MICHELIN for your nearest participating Michelin dealer and get rolling. But hurry, this offer ends October 5th.
7-3, you're right, John. The old Rams they look like there.
Well, that was a great drive, and it was a great run there at the end by Marshall Falk. And this is the thing Mike Martz wants to get back to. Chris Hetherington makes a pretty good block, I thought, on John Lynch, because John Lynch has contained number 47, and I saw him come up. Now watch John Lynch right here and Hetherington, and watch why he goes down. Watch that left arm bar in there, and he just grabbed it down, because I was saying Lynch has contained, and then how did Marshall Falk get around him? Well, Chris Hetherington just grabbed John Lynch and tackled him.
Last week, the Rams were griping about the officiating with Dick Hantak's crew. We understand that, according to Rams sources, that the league agreed that the Rams were right. You never know what they really said to him, but they got away with one there. Wilkins' kick fielded by Aaron Stecker at the 3. And he brings it back up to the 27-yard line. 4:19 remaining in the opening quarter here on the Gulf Coast of Florida. 7-3 St. Louis.
Hey, America, I'm the new 99-cent BK value menu. Tell you, women, can't live with them, can't live without them, huh?
Sure can.
Man. Just like crispy tacos. just like 99-cent crispy tacos.
The all-new BK Value Menu speaks for itself. Now, get 11 items for 99 cents every day. And have it your way in more ways.
We're the only brewer that actually tells the consumer exactly when our beer was made. What has always made Budweiser special is our commitment to quality and our dedication to freshness. You can see how fresh the Budweiser is by looking at the label, looking at the born on date. It's very, very important that that beer gets to you in its freshest form. A beer to be enjoyed with friends from start to finish.
The Menendez brothers, sentenced to life for killing their parents. Now meet the woman who married Eric Menendez in prison. Who'd marry this man? 2020 Friday.
Saturday, ABC Sports presents a Big Ten battle. Number 14, Michigan, heading to Champaign, Illinois, to take on the Fighting Illini of the regional action as well, 3:30 Eastern. Speaking of Champaign, we'll be there in a couple of weeks with the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Now Tampa, from its own 27-yard line, begins this drive with Pittman picking up 3. By the way, that Ram touchdown was the first quarter touchdown the Buccaneers have allowed in their last 11 regular season games.
Well, it was great mixture, and they started. I mean, the Rams started way back in their own territory, and Kurt Warner on that drive made 2 or 3 great throws. That deep into Torrey Holt was a heck of a throw, and that out to Torrey Holt out here. Those were 2 great throws on that drive.
And Falk was wide open and wound up running it in for a score. Johnson to the outside, and his new favorite target is Ken Dilger. And Dilger, close to a first down, makes his 4th catch of the night as he's tackled by Dre Bly.
You know what I think the big thing here, Al, for the Bucs is that Brad Johnson hasn't been hit yet. You know, if you looked in the first game, he got the heck knocked out of it. And the second game last week, you know, even though they won, he still took a lot of hits. Not as many as the first game, but I don't think that the Ram defense has hit Brad Johnson yet.
I don't think they've touched him, and he's dropped back to pass 8 times, completed 7.
And if you don't touch Brad Johnson, he can be dangerous.
From the 37-yard line, and this time they won't touch him because a flag for a false start stops play. 1st and 15
Prior to
it'll
the
be.
snap, false start, number 67, offense. Still first down.
Kenyatta Walker. Gruden calling in the play. Take a look at this. The active NFL quarterback's best records as a starter, Warner 35-10. Of course, Brett Favre would figure to be on that list. There's Donovan McNabb as well. And Brad Johnson 4th. Minnesota, Washington, and now Tampa Bay for Brad. 1st and 15. Johnson untouched again to the other Johnson. Brad to Keyshawn. And all the way into Ram territory, and a first down to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, and it all starts with the protection. Again, you know, if you give Brad Johnson the time, he's able to do these types of things. And it's good protection here. See, the tackles run their guys by. You stop the tackles. In fact, Brad Johnson did get a hit there just as he throws this one to Keyshawn Johnson. That was the cover 2. Keyshawn Johnson got by the corner and in front of the safety.
Now from the 48, here's Pittman, and he gets tripped up as he crosses the line of scrimmage, falls forward for a gain of 2. Robert Thomas and Jeff Scanina for the tackle.
There's John Gruden calling the play. You see, the thing that he likes is he can talk all the way up until 15 seconds. So he's not only calling, the first things he gives is a formation. The second thing he gives is the play. And then the third thing he gives is coaching points. He has to watch himself that he doesn't give too many coaching points. It just drives the quarterback crazy.
As it did Rich Gannon a lot in Oakland over the last couple of seasons. 2nd down and 8 from the 46-yard line. And there goes Johnson. They finally get to him. And the pass is incomplete. So now Brad has gone down on the last couple of attempts. Grant Wistrom and Jeff Skanina.
Yeah, watch Grant Wistrom against Robin Oben here. He was the guy. The thing I like about Wistrom is he has a motor. I mean, he's one of those guys that goes 100 miles an hour. He never stops, and he just keeps going until he gets to the quarterback. I mean, he'll be down, and he's still diving for things. He's a tough guy to cut because, you know, those big lumbering guys, you want to cut at the end. Those guys that'll jump over you, it's always dangerous when you cut it.
3rd down, 8 now from the St. Louis 47-yard line. The blitz, he gets it away. A hot read is Keyshawn Johnson, and that's a 1st down at the 36-yard line. So the Rams came, and it was Johnson to Johnson, tackled by Herring.
These fans love this offense. They haven't seen this type of thing where you go up and down the field. Keyshawn's a big wide receiver, you know, and he'll run this slant all night. And the thing that he does is he's so big and strong that he can take a hit. First he gives you a shoulder, then at the end he always gives you his back. Watch him turn right there. You see, in fact, he told me one time, if he's going to have to take a shot, he wants to take it in the back, not in the front. And at the end of the play, he'll always try and get turned and go with his back going forward.
Pirouettes his way to a 1st down. Ricky Dudley is in the game. Johnson comes back to this side, and he was looking for the aforementioned Dudley. Just picked up this week and incomplete. 2nd and 10. Well, the Denver Broncos are unbeaten, 3-0 after their win yesterday against Buffalo. They're on Monday night next week. Brian Greasy and company. And it's Mr. Sharp coming back to take on Baltimore. The Vikings and Seahawks is the Sunday night game on ESPN. Shannon Sharp going back to Baltimore next week.
Two good defenses. You know, they talk about the Ravens being depleted. They still play tough defense.
As they did last week. Tampa did not score an offensive touchdown. And here is Keyshawn to the 29-yard line, where he's about 3 yards shy of the 1st down as he makes his 3rd catch. And Johnson has already completed 10 passes in the 1st period.
You know, and all those things that John Gruden told us last night are happening. He said he wants his offensive line to play better, to be aggressive. He wants to get Brad Johnson off to a good start. His tight ends have to be involved. And he said, I want to get Keyshawn Johnson going.
Keyshawn, 3 grabs, 38 yards, 3rd down and 3 from the 29-yard line. Johnson to the outside, and that's incomplete. Too high, too wide for Keyshawn Johnson. So Gramatica will attempt a field goal, but that will come at the beginning of the 2nd quarter. After one, St. Louis leads 7-3, and Monday Night Football is back after this message and the words from our ABC stations.
Introducing 3 grilled favorites on one sizzling skillet. Chili's new fajita trio. Marinated chicken fajitas, spicy shrimp, and barbecued ribs.
Chili's. Breaking news from Midas. Right now, get guaranteed lifetime brake pads or shoes for just $39.95, and you'll never have to buy brakes again for as long as you own your car. Next stop, Midas. Lifetime brakes, $39.95, only at Midas.
Alone, Jackie Chan is unstoppable. I
am very, very popular.
But with Jennifer Love Hewitt and a $2 billion tux, he's unbelievable. The Tuxedo, rated PG-13, starts Friday everywhere.
Are you ready for some football?
They were Super Bowl teammates. Now Shannon Sharp and Ray Lewis collide when the 3-0 Broncos battle the Ravens on Monday Night Football.
Michaels and Madden are here for Monday night.
Here's
Here's a new spin. 0% APR financing on every 2003 Chevy. The new ones. Get 0% APR on every 2003 Chevy truck. That's one solid deal on every 2003 Avalanche, Trailblazer, S10, Suburban, and Tahoe. Get in for 0% on Chevy trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. New 2003 Chevys, 0% APR at your Southern Chevy dealer.
We're keeping our eyes on 3 storms in the tropics. Watch after the game.
Back we come. Tampa, Florida. Al Michaels, John Madden, and Melissa Stark start the second quarter. St. Louis up 7-3. And Martin Gramatica will attempt a 47-yard field goal as the teams change ends. Tom Tupa will hold. And that's why they call him Automatica. He made that one by about 10 yards.
And when you celebrate, always keep both feet in the ground.
Yes. Both Gramaticas know that. 7-6.
Morning, William.
CJ. How you doing?
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name. Looks like somebody got a haircut.
Was it too short?
They're always glad you came.
Hey, no, you can't drive the truck.
See you tomorrow, Bobby.
Can you come in and play?
Who can you count on? You know them by name.
No one spoils me like Mom, but Olive Garden comes close with their never-ending pasta bowl. They make all these delicious homemade sauces, then you pick which ones you want with which pastas. You get all you want, plus unlimited salad and breadsticks for $7.95. Olive Garden, when you're here, you're family.
This just in. Monsters, Inc. is the #1 selling DVD and video in America with all new bonus features. Including the hilarious new animated short, Mike's New Car. Disney and Pixar's Monsters, Inc. Own it on DVD and video today.
What stands the test of time? Our strongest bonds, our fundamental values. At New York Life, our humanity, integrity, and financial strength provide protection and security for millions of families through changing times. Values that make New York Life the company you keep.
There's only one place to find the season's best new series.
Whisper it to me, baby.
It's a scorching new Bush, Nevada. Thursday night, 8 Central on ABC.
Well, what do you think, John?
Yeah, there's 2 rules in life. You can always be late because you're watching Monday Night Football in the World Series. That's the other one. As a kid, you can always watch those 2 things, and it's okay.
Only if you're in the Eastern and Central time zone, though. No excuse out west. 2-yard line. This is Dre Bly taking the kick. And gets tripped up. Nice play downfield by Todd Yoder, one of their tight ends. Here comes Warner and the Rams.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Let's play The Stranger.
Okay.
When someone gets home tonight, someone should be wearing a naughty French maid's outfit, a blonde wig, and holding a 6-pack of Bud Light.
Me like you, the stranger. Oh, you meant...
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Wow, hello, stranger.
Make it a Bud Light.
They say the best things in life are free. Well, right now, every new 2002 Ford comes with no payments till 2003. Every car, truck, and SUV with nothing to pay till next year. Plus, choose interest-free financing or cash back up to $3,500. Hurry, this offer absolutely ends September 30th. So get yourself free. At your local Ford store today.
You
want to go? You want to go to the greatest high wire act on earth? You got Mad Game and the Mad Game, baby? You have nothing. I take your whole family on a vacation and leave you on Planet Clown. I'll give you some more. You want to go? I'll give you some more. I'm playing catch. Catch me if you can. I'll make you see purple in your sleep.
Don't let the bed bugs bite. Randy Moss has his game on. Do you? Madden NFL 2003.
If it's in the game,
EA Sports. It's in the game. Rated E for everyone.
There's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. Call 877-NFL-SHOP for your free team catalog.
It raised the bar and set new standards. The 2-hour Blue event. First celebrate 9 great years, then stay tuned for the season legends are made of. NYPD Blue tomorrow at 9 Eastern and Pacific. After Terrence Wilkins takes the kick back to the 19-yard line, the Rams on first down, only their second possession. They went 91 yards in a little more than 5 minutes, and now they begin on the ground, and they give it to Falk, and he goes nowhere. Anthony McFarland, the other tackle, because Warren Sapp is so loquacious and, in fact, so good. This guy doesn't get nearly the attention he should.
Yeah, and maybe because Sapp gets so much attention, McFarland can make plays like this. Here he is here. You just watch. He just grabs the center, and then just goes right down the line. That's what good defensive linemen do. They know where the hole's going to be. They know where the back's going, and they cut him off at that point. They don't go where the back is. They go where he's going to go and meet him at that juncture. That's what old Booger did on that play.
Second down and 13. Tight roll. Warner steps up, slings it. It's caught. Torrey Holt wearing Oz Hakeem's old number 81. Hakeem now with Detroit. And Holt, who used to wear 88, said, as long as Oz is gone, it's mine. There were the numbers through the first period.
Yeah, what a first period it was. You know, we talk about the defenses and maybe how they're going to dominate, and Tampa Bay gets the ball and they go down and then they score. Then the Rams get the ball and they go down and score. Then Tampa Bay gets the ball and they go down and score. So it hasn't been a punt yet.
I wish these teams were in the same division. This is developing into some rivalry.
Yeah, this is fun. I mean, these are two very competitive teams that are very, very close to equal.
3rd and 3. Warner throws. That's caught. Ricky Prohl makes the catch. And that's John Lynch making the tackle. You know, it's funny. You take a look at a guy like Ricky Prohl, and it just comes to mind. He's been around a long time with Seattle and Arizona, and now in St. Louis. He has just now caught as many passes as Lance Allworth.
Yeah, because he's been around so long. I
right.
remember when Dick Vermeil was the head coach of the Rams, and he said that of all the players that he would hate to lose, his most valuable player at the time was Ricky Prohl. Because he was a guy that he could be the 3rd wide receiver, the 4th wide receiver, do so many things, and that was the thing that gave them all the flexibility on offense.
It'll dump off underneath, Falk, and he gets taken down in the open field by Derek Brooks. Ricky Prohl, of course, will never be forgotten by Buck fans because he's the guy that made the catch in the championship game to send them to the Super Bowl, a game they won 11-6.
Yeah, and I think if I had Kurt Warner and if I had Marshall Falk, I think Ricky Prohl probably wouldn't be the most valuable player either. But, I mean, he was making a point that, you know, I mean, you think of all the stars we have on offense, but one of the things that really makes this thing go is Ricky Prohl.
2nd and 6. Another of the new receivers, Terrence Wilkins, who they picked up from Indianapolis. He's been running back kicks. He's had a tough time picking up the offense. He's in the game, but before we see him, Warner will take a timeout. Timeout early. 2nd quarter in Tampa, 7-6 Rams.
Congratulations! You've launched the pink slip virus. Your office is now infected. They'll soon trace it back to you. Good luck finding a new job. Congratulations!
Want to get away? Log on and purchase by September 26th for Southwest Airlines $39 to $99 internet specials. Only at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
What's up? Forgot my due. Oh, man.
say the best things in life are free. Well, right now, every new 2002 Ford comes with no payments till 2003. Every car, truck, and SUV with nothing to pay till next year. Plus, choose interest-free financing or cash back up to $3,500. Hurry, this offer absolutely ends September 30th. So get yourself free at your local Ford store today.
The 2-hour NYPD Blue event.
Get down, everybody! Hit the ground!
First, celebrate 9 great years, then stay tuned for the season legends are made of. ABC tomorrow at 9/8 Central.
Aerial coverage, and you're looking at downtown Tampa, about a 20-minute drive to the south, provided by Budweiser. How many people around this country, John, think the name of this town is Tampa Bay?
Well, you know, if you call it Tampa, though, everyone will correct you and call it and say it's Tampa Bay. And if you call it Tampa Bay, someone will say it's Tampa.
That's right.
I always put the Bay on it, man. I don't want any arguments.
Tampa Bay area, 2nd down and 6. Warner, a wobbly pass, but it's right on the mark. And enough for a first down up at the 46-yard line. Torrey Holt making the catch.
Yeah, the Rams do so many things on that play. They started with an empty backfield, and then they brought Isaac Bruce in, and then he was in the backfield, and he ran a swing out to the other side. And they give you so many different combinations of players, and then within those combinations of players, they give you shifts and motions that they really never let the defense get set.
From the 47-yard line, Falk, and he gets upended. Can't get out of the backfield, and that's Derek Brooks, Pro Bowl linebacker.
Yeah, we talk about the strength of this defense. I think any sport, you have to have strength up the middle. And you got Booger McFarland, Warren Sapp, inside, and then you have this guy right here, and he's so strong, Derek Brooks, and then behind him you have John Lynch. And the strength of this defense is right here, right in this middle. And they're always going to have someone that's going to penetrate. So when you get penetration, that means that you have no cutback, that you always have to stay play side. Hey, Derek Brooks got penetration that time right through Tom Newton, didn't he?
In the meantime, you have Marshall Falk being assisted off the field. So he gets whacked. The backup to Falk is Trunk Kennedy, their #1 choice in 2000. But Falk is shaken after a loss of 1. Here's Candidate now in the backfield.
Candidate's a good player, but he's not a fast starter.
Split back set, 2nd and 11. They go to the outside. They go to Holt. And Holt is across the 50, and he's taken down at the 46-yard line. And Torrey has now caught 5 for 69 yards as they keep checking on Falk.
Yeah, and look how far off they're playing. If they don't play cover 2, if they play cover 1 or cover 3, they really give him a lot of room underneath. And if you're going to play that far off from him, then they can just come and run that hitch right in front of you and then create this situation. These are, you'd like to get first downs, but if you don't, you'd like to be in his 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 situation.
And right now they're 3rd and 3 at the 46-yard line. Holt with a couple of big games in the last 2 years against the Bucs, and it's a short pass that's nearly picked off by Ronde Barber. And all he could think about was the end zone.
And he would have run that one into the end zone. And any time a ball is nearly picked off with this Buck defense in the last 2 years, it's been Ronde Barber. I mean, he is all over the place. He's all over the place as a tackler. He's all over the place as a defender. And he just has this thing right here. You see, he started on one guy, and then he reads the quarterback. He looks back at Kurt Warner, comes off the guy that he was riding with, and he had to jump on that thing. And if he catches it, well, Isaac Bruce may have caught him.
Mitch Berger, who last punted with the Vikings, is the new Ram kicker. And he boots that one with a little backspin at the 5-yard line. Perfect. Pinning Tampa Bay deep. So with 9:39 to go in the half, the Bucs down by 1. They take over.
Wherever you choose to travel in the totally new 2003 Ford Expedition, and no matter how unfriendly the traffic gets, you will be surrounded by the protection of dual front airbags, plus the only safety canopy system available in a full-size SUV. The totally new 2003 Ford Expedition, because safety should have no boundaries.
Own the DVD and VHS.
Catch this.
Buy the movie with so much action. Take a breath. You'll watch it again and again. I've come for the woman and your head. The Scorpion King. Buy it on DVD and VHS October 1st.
Got a hot tip from my broker today.
Yeah, what is it?
Tacoma car.
I got that same tip from my broker yesterday.
I got that same hot tip from my broker last week.
Me too.
Me too.
Me too.
Me too.
There's never been a better time for Charles Schwab. At Schwab, we don't give hot stock tips. Our expert advice is based on research grounded in facts, not hype. And as always, designed for individual investors. To learn more, call 1-800-4SCHWAB.
The heat is on when mozzarella, pepper jack, cheddar, and nacho cheese sauce form a taste to die for. Don't miss the new Cheese Extreme Quesadilla.
4 cheeses. 4. You gotta be insane.
Wednesday. Hey guys, check this out. It's Damon in Paradise on the season premiere of My Wife and Kids in Hawaii. Wednesday at 8/7 Central on ABC.
On ABC Wednesday, these two doctors will do anything to save a human life, even if it means bending every rule in the book. It's MD's new show Wednesday, 10 Eastern Pacific, 9 Central and the Mountain. Allstott and Darian Barnes are in the backfield from the 4-yard line, and here is Mike Allstott going nowhere. Meanwhile, let's check on Marshall Faulk.
What it was his neck. I mean, he got hit by Derek Brooks, and then as you'll see right here, he comes down and watch the back of his head hit, and then Wims comes right on top of him right there, so he gets the double whack there. He gets right there, he gets it, and then he's going to get it one more time right there.
So we'll keep you apprised of the condition of Faulk as Tampa Bay now on 2nd and 10, trying to get it out of the end zone. And a dangerous pass off the fingertips of Michael Pittman, 3rd down.
And this is a big play right here. I mean, they have to, even if they don't get a first down, you'd like to get about 5 more yards just to give your punter some more room, because if the Rams can stop him here, and with this explosive offense they have, they're going to have very, very good field position. So this is a big play for Tampa Bay. I mean, if Tampa Bay can get a first down here, that'd be big. If the Rams can stop him here, they're going to get the ball with good field position.
3rd and 10 from the 4, and starting before the snap was Keyshawn Johnson. You could see him coming off the line of scrimmage, half the distance.
Prior to the snap, ball starts, 19, offense. Still 3rd down.
You were right. Now, the reason that this is so big is the punter is 15 yards back from the snapper. So the ball's on the 2 and the end zone is 10 yards. So that's only 12. So you always want your punter to have at least that 15. So the first thing they better do here, the Buccaneers, is get 3 more yards.
And they lost on opening day when Tupa couldn't punt out of the end zone because he would have had it blocked. Johnson rolling to buy time, and they get a little bit of room, so at least Tupa will not be backed up to the back of the end zone as Pittman makes the catch. And John, I look at John Gruden, and he may not be wearing the silver and black, but he brought all of those facial expressions, all of those contortions to Tampa.
Oh yeah, I mean you bring what you got, and that's what he got. Well, all his stuff. I think there's a little more sweat down here than he had in Oakland.
Tampa, in his background, his father, now a scout for the 49ers, was on John McKay's staff for the Bucs years ago. Tupa's kick will go out of bounds in Tampa territory. They'll mark it at the 48. 8:14 left in the half after a 39-yard kick. And the Rams trying to get healthy in Tampa, up by a point.
Ford trucks are driven hard every day, and built Ford tough means power. Power to take whatever you can dish out. It's made us the truck leader in this country. Our trucks are built to work, and low-end torque is where the work is done. And so when you hit the accelerator, we have great low-end torque. You can't fake it. Power is something that we're going to hang our hat on. We're going to be known for it.
We're excited you're coming home from school. And now don't be surprised if things look a little different around here. Well, remember where your bed was? There's a bathtub there now. Hello?
It's autumn inspiration at the Home Depot. Get 20% off select special order flooring and blinds, plus an extra 10% off when you open a Home Depot credit card account. Now through September 29th at the Home Depot at Expo Design Center.
Your summer vacation leave you feeling a little slap happy? Then laugh it off with TV's Funniest Family on the 1-hour season premiere of My Wife and Kids in Hawaii. ABC Wednesday, 8/7 Central.
This scene just about a minute ago. Marshall Faulk on his way back to the locker room. And we'll have a report in just a minute. Melissa Stark is on the case. And we'll get the latest on Marshall Faulk. In the meantime, as the Rams take over after the Tampa punt at the 48-yard line. Trump candidate is the sole back in this set from the 48. Kurt Warner throws. Catch made by Ernie Conwell. And Melissa, what do you know?
Well, you just saw the NFL MVP from 2 seasons ago going into the locker room. Official word from the team, a neck strain. He's inside the locker room right now. They're testing it out. We'll keep you posted, Al. He's a man that Warren Sapp said has no weaknesses.
He doesn't, and what a loss that would be. So a neck strain, at least for the moment. Penalty on the last play.
Well, you know, it even changes the Tampa Bay defense because every player you talk to.
Defense. That's an automatic first down.
Brian Kelly.
Every player you talk to on this Buck defense, they'd say the first thing we have to do, we have to stop Marshall Faulk. Just take Marshall Faulk out of the game. And they don't mean that way, but I mean just take him out and then make Kurt Warner, the offensive line, the wide receivers beat you with the passing game.
So they have candidate behind him, and then a rookie third-round draft choice, Lamar Gordon, is the other running back, kid out of North Dakota State. From the 43 after the first down on the defensive holding call, a little floater, and that's Trump candidate making the catch for a gain of about 4. Faulk in his 46 games as a Ram after the trade from Indianapolis. Take a look at that from 99 on. The most yards from scrimmage, that's rushing and receiving, in history. And the most touchdowns over a 46-game span held by Emmitt Smith, 64 back in the mid-90s, and Marshall was 62.
You know, and all those numbers that he has are very, very impressive. But one of the most impressive things about Marshall Faulk is he's unselfish. And if he gets the ball, fine. If he doesn't, he'll do the other things just as well.
And this is something the Rams have been doing for years. They don't mind burning timeouts in the first half, and they've just burned their second. But even Mike Martz looks a little perplexed at that call. Marshall Faulk, how valuable is he? Well, who better to go to than that man, number 99?
The best maybe ever. Hands down. Always the one thing I always say when somebody asks me how good is somebody, I always say, what's their weaknesses? There's no weakness in Marshall's game. He picks up the blitz, he spot reads, he catches, he runs inside, he runs outside, he runs for power, he runs for speed. He does it all. Complete back.
Little doubt about that. Little doubt that Marshall Faulk will someday be in the Hall of Fame. I think people forget he was pretty good at Indianapolis. He was really good at San Diego State. He's been good for a long time.
And I think that's why he's unselfish because, you know, as he'll tell you, he was good at Indianapolis, but they weren't good. And if you don't win, it's no fun. And he came here and with the Rams and going to Super Bowls and being MVP and winning, you know, is the greatest thing to him. The team is a big thing to Marshall Faulk.
2nd and 5, and Warner, after a little spinorama, hits Terrence Wilkins, another former Colt, and that's a first down to the 28-yard line.
You know, a quarterback that doesn't run. You know, I mean, we've been used to seeing Donovan McNabb last week, you know, and then the things that he can do. you have to be able to just have a little move. You know, as you call it, a pirouette, a twister, or some little move. You know, you fake, you do a little rollout, a little bootleg, those kinds of things, so that you're not just a stationary target in the pocket in one spot all the time.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. Warner throws, and that's caught. Big night for Torrey Holt. Picks up about 9, and Torrey Holt has already caught 6 for 78 yards.
Well, what Tampa Bay defense does is they're going to take away the deep stuff, and they're going to make him hit those underneath stuff. I mean, you see, they have the safeties, and they're going to play here. Here's their cover 2, their corners up here. But they keep these guys deep so you aren't going to get deep. But as they vacate these areas, you have to hit them in those areas in front of the safeties and linebackers.
2nd and 1. Warner has completed 12, but none to Isaac Bruce, and that one is almost intercepted. He tried to get it to Ricky Prohl in the end zone, and Shelton Quarles was able to break up the play.
You see what Kurt Warner has to do. One thing when you call play, you know, for years, quarterbacks didn't wear mouthpieces, but when you wear a mouthpiece, you have to take it out every time after you throw a pass. Now, that one there wasn't a spiral, and maybe wasn't a very good decision either.
Oh.
That was throwing one into double coverage, but sometimes, you know, he's so accurate and he has so much confidence that he will do that.
He's lucky Quarles at his back to the play. 3rd down and 1, and they give the ball to Trunk Candidate, and he is able to burrow his way for the 1st down. Of course, a lot of folks think that Warner, especially after 2 losses, is still bothered by the thumb injury. He refutes it. How does handshake feel last night?
Well, the handshake, I gave him the old handshake test. You know, because when his thumb was bad, I remember he'd come into the meeting and he used to have this sleeve on his thumb, and he'd always go, you know, don't touch the hand, don't touch the thumb. So last night he throws it out there. How you doing? So I gave him, you know, the old squeeze to figure, you know, this is a test because I think he's okay. He says he's okay. Mike Martz says he's okay. And I gave him the old handshake test, and he passed it.
You could have put him on the questionable list if there was a problem. Candidate to the outside, and he gets taken out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
You don't want to do that too much, but I do remember when his thumb was bad. As I said, he always had a protective thing on it, and he really wouldn't shake hands and those kinds of things. But last night he did. He said he's fine, and I believe him and believe that he is. I mean, he throws some wobblers, but he's pretty doggone accurate with those wobblers, isn't he?
Especially in the red zone, as you can see there, almost 3 or 4 passes completed inside the 20. Right now he's at the 16-yard line. 2nd down and 9. 4:45 to go in the half. Rams on top by a point. And Falk in the locker room. And that's intercepted. Picked off Simeon Rice, the defensive end, with the interception, and gets it out to the 45.
One thing about Monty Kiffin, the defensive coordinator of these Buccaneers, he is going to change up his defenses. He's going to change up the guys that he rushes, and he's going to change up the guys that he drops. Simeon Rice is the end. He's right here on the end of the line of scrimmage, and you see him drop. He drops out in coverage. Now, Kurt Warner doesn't expect that. He looks out to his left. He sees Simeon Rice down in a stance. Simeon Rice comes out of his stance and goes back there to take away that slant. And there's no way that Kurt Warner anticipated that or saw that. That's a heck of a call.
Asked John Gruden last night what has to happen defensively. He said one of the things is Simeon Rice has to have a big night. I'm sure he wasn't thinking about an interception, though. That's a bonus. And this is Michael Pittman.
Yeah, you always wonder about those zone dogs when you see those defensive linemen dropping out, and sometimes they get out in space and they look kind of stupid. There's Monty Kiffin, the old defensive coordinator, but when they do something like that, you know, when they get in the stance and then fake it and then come back out and get an interception, you say, boy, that old Monty Kiffin sure is a smart coach.
Second interception of Simeon Rice's career. The other came when he was with the Cardinals in '97. 2nd and 1, and whistle before the snap. Johnny Greer.
Practice snap, false start, number 71, offense. Still 2nd down.
Kerry Jenkins takes them from 2nd and 1 to 2nd and 6. Michigan, 14th ranked, taking on Illinois. That's the primary attraction on Saturday. Other regional action, you can see it right there, including Stanford and Arizona State out west. ABC Sports, the classic college football.
And Simeon Rice, who just intercepted that ball, played his college football at Illinois.
He did. In Champaign, 2nd down and 6 from the 48. Pittman. Rams converge on him. Pittman can only get to the 50-yard line, and that'll set up a 3rd down and 4, tackled by the rookie Robert Thomas.
They really like Robert Thomas. I mean, they were, they moved around their linebackers, and Jamie Duncan, who was the starting middle linebacker who they got from the Bucs, was having trouble with his hands, and he wasn't tackling well, so they moved him out, and they moved Robert Thomas as a starter and Tommy Polley as a starter, and Don Davis, who used to play for the Bucs, they moved him from the outside strong side linebacker to starting middle linebacker.
3rd and 4. Johnson to the outside, caught, 1st down. Keenan McCardell got position on Aeneas Williams, moves the chains. And there's a flag down, and it's against Tampa Bay, a trip.
That had to be a trip in the pass protection. It was a pass protection I thought was pretty good. I mean, he was getting some pressure from his left right at the end.
Number 71, offense.
Ooh.
Still 3rd down.
Back-to-back penalties on Jenkins.
Yeah, Kerry Jenkins is the left guard, number 71. Oh, right there. Yeah, that was the old Brogan up in the gut area. And watch him here from, this is what the umpire sees. Oop. He just sees that heel come up and defender go down.
And the flag out, and 3rd and 14 now as Johnson takes a deep drop, goes deep downfield inside the 40-yard line. Caught! Keyshawn Johnson.
Keyshawn Johnson is something tonight, isn't he?
Wow.
Look at Brad Johnson, Keyshawn Johnson, John Gruden. Watch Keyshawn on this shot here. Watch how he gets right down on the ball. And again, he has the ball in both hands. Now, that's the old thing, 1 knee equals 2 feet. You say, was his feet in bounds? If he gets the ball and 1 knee down before he goes out, he's in bounds. Well, he has the ball and the right knee is down, so he was in. I don't think that this would be a challengeable type of thing. It would be challengeable,
yeah.
But I don't think they will challenge.
And March can take his time to think about the challenge because we've come to the 2-minute warning.
David Fincher. Two-time Academy Award winner Jodie Foster.
Get out of my house!
In the #1 suspense thriller of the year.
We will find you.
Panic Room. Buy it now on DVD.
Breaking news from Midas. Right now, get guaranteed lifetime brake pads or shoes for just $39.95, and you'll never have to buy brakes again for as long as you own your car. Next stop, Midas. Lifetime brakes. $39.95. Only at Midas.
This Wednesday is Bachelor Day, and when 25 of the world's most beautiful women are in your house, that's a real bachelor party. The Bachelor, this Wednesday at 9, 8 Central on ABC.
Coming up on the Toyota Halftime Show, the debut of our new feature, Monday Night Legends. Tonight, Bo Jackson and his unforgettable performance from 1987.
Obviously, offense means heroes, and heroes mean the good guys. So this was a classic clash between Bo the hero and Boz the evil man.
And a live interview with Bo as well coming up at the half. As on first down, Todd Yoder makes the catch. The tight end who made a big special teams play earlier takes the ball inside the 25.
I tell you, this Tampa Bay offensive line is doing a job. You know, we talked about it the first week they didn't, and then they made some changes. They got Kenyatta Walker, who wasn't even active the first week. Moved him from left to right tackle. Cozy Coleman was injured. Brought him back. The veteran Jeff Christie's still there. Terry Jenkins and Robin Oben play on the left side, but they had to play well tonight, and I'll tell you, they are protecting Brad Johnson.
From the 23, back to the ground they go. Pittman, hard, tough running inside the 10 to make it a 1st and goal. They set off the cannons because they're at the other end of the field, and the pirate ship guys must have thought he got into the end zone, but he's just inside the 10.
I'll tell you, that was some run out by Pittman. I think that John Gruden was waiting for him to unleash some of that, you know, to get well, to run not only with quickness, but use that power. We talked about how strong he is in that upper body, and on that play right there, he showed it. It took like 6 Rams to get him down.
Tampa Bay takes a timeout, their first 2 remaining. Cannons to the left, cannons to the right. I mean, the pirate ship people who set off those cannons in the north end zone, and they're a long way from the action here, so when they saw Pittman go down the field, they thought he went into the end zone.
Well, I think maybe they give you a double dip. You know, they put those red flags up when they get inside the red zone. I think, you know, they've scored so little here in Tampa that once they get inside the 20, I think whether they get excited or start to get excited, I think that's what happened when they get inside the 20-yard line.
You get a burst from a 1st and goal these days.
Right, and then as they cross the goal line, it's going to be big cannons.
They'll try to do it here. Get ready for the cannons. Touchdown, Ricky Dudley. Gruden not happy with his tight end play. Got Dudley last week.
Here's Dudley right here. You see he's playing with 2 tight ends. Dudley was the outside of the 2 tight ends. He runs a corner, and there was no Ram defender there. But it all starts right here. You have to get the pass protection. You have to form a pocket so that Brad Johnson can get back, see, and make that throw.
Dramatica for the point after, and so the interception by Warner is costly. After the interception by Rice, the run back to his own 44. They go 56 yards. Dudley, the former Raider, who got cut by the Browns earlier this summer, comes into Tampa and puts the Buccaneers on top with 57 seconds to play in the opening half. Monday Night Football is being brought to you by Madden NFL 2003 from EA Sports. It's in the game. Ford, no boundaries. Bud Light, the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down. Make it a Bud Light. And Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37.
I think in the first 2 games that this John Gruden offense, his form of the West Coast offense was really a work in progress, and he wasn't satisfied with it, and he thought that maybe they got a little better last week, although they didn't score an offensive touchdown. But he said they had a real good week of practice this week, and you can see it's still a work in progress, but the work is really going pretty well.
Very well. 161 yards for Johnson through the air tonight. They have 161 in the air and only 26 on the ground.
What about John Gruden? He's a great play caller. Mike Martz is too. We have 2 good head coach play callers in this game.
Short kick, one of the upmen takes it. That is Brandon Manu Maliuna, the tight end, who takes it back to the 35. So all of a sudden, a lot of nervousness begins to set in St. Louis. The team is 0-2. They're down here by 6, and Marshall Faulk has a neck strain and has been in the locker room since the 7-minute mark of the second period.
You know, and that's the biggest thing, Marshall Faulk's injury. I think, you know, being 0-2, even being 0-3, I think the Rams would be okay because of the division you're in. I mean, they have to win the division, but you look in their division, the 49ers, and they're not a strong machine right now. Arizona isn't, and Seattle isn't. So I don't think that this Ram team has to panic.
That is Stecker, Aaron Stecker, who is shaken up. You know, we were talking about divisions. The interesting thing, I think, John, is the fact that Tampa figured to benefit more than any other team from divisional realignment because they go into the NFC South with New Orleans, Atlanta, and Carolina. And then all of a sudden, if they go to 1-2, they're 2 games behind Carolina, and they're 2 games behind New Orleans, a team they've already lost to. Go figure.
Who would have thought that? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, that looked like, okay, that's a weak division, but I mean, Carolina has to be the biggest surprise in the NFL, and I think New Orleans is for real. I mean, they're not like the team at the end of last year, but they're like the team they were 2 years ago.
Yeah, here comes Stecker. Oh, sure. I mean, when you go on the road, albeit in Champaign, as he favors his shoulder coming off, as New Orleans did yesterday, fall behind 20-0 and win the game. That's a big-time win.
You know, but I think that's the way football is today. You know, it used to be that if you'd get behind the Chicago Bears in Chicago by 20 points, you're going to lose the game. But now, the way, you know, I mean, the pass is the thing, spread them out, open it up, throw every down. I don't think any lead is safe, and I don't think you're out of any game.
From the 34-yard line, Kurt Warner throwing the 1,500th pass of his career, and it's one he'd like to forget because Warren Sapp got a piece of the ball in his arm.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing. You know, they always talk about this defense and this, you know, cover 2, and it gives the Rams trouble. This is what gives the Rams trouble. This 3-man rush here. I mean, this rush. Warren Sapp is the thing. I mean, he's the thing that just gives you trouble. It's only 3 men. They're dropping 8. But I tell you, he just goes right around John St. Clair like he's not even there. And Warren Sapp is probably the most dominating defensive lineman in football.
Corner blitz. They pick Barber up, and then that's tipped. And it is intercepted, but the play was whistled dead. It's so noisy in here. The play was whistled dead before the snap.
And I'll tell you, Warren Sapp went right around John St. Clair again on that play.
Number 81, offense. Still second down.
Corey Holt.
Warren Sapp found someplace, and he likes. He's usually in there, you know, at tackle where the center and the guard and tackle are doubling him. Now he's able to get out there on an edge on John St. Clair on a tackle and just one-on-one pass rush, and he's beaten St. Clair the last 2 plays. Again, you see the Bucs just using a 3-man defensive line, and they're going to make him throw everything in front of him.
Rams have only 1 timeout. Here comes Sapp, but Warner is able to evade him, and then the catch is made out here by Isaac Bruce, and that's the first catch Bruce makes tonight. 13 completions for Warner, and it's the first time he's gone to Isaac Isidore Bruce.
Yeah, but Isaac Bruce knows there's a lot more to come. Watch Warren Sapp out here. We're talking about him working on the outside on John St. Clair, and he's just too quick and fast. I mean, he just gets the outside shoulder of St. Clair, and if there's not someone there like Tom Newton, the left guard, to help, Warren Sapp is going to have Kurt Warner. Of course, now he needs some oxygen.
Sapp is sacked. 3rd down and 3 from the 41-yard line. 3-man rush, pressure. Warner goes down, but he gets the pass away, and it's caught by Kroll up at the 45-yard line. But again, they're down to only 1 timeout. That's a first down. The Rams, as they're prone to do, using timeouts in the first half earlier, and now they're paying a little bit of a price for it. Trying to get into field goal range. Warner dropped as he throws, picked off at the 25-yard line. This is Dexter Jackson. There's a flag down on the run back, and Jackson is down at the 45-yard line. Simeon Rice that time really banged into Warner.
Simeon Rice just leveled Kurt Warner. He came from the right defensive side, which would be Kurt Warner's backside, and it looked like Kurt Warner just turned when he got there. Here's Simeon Rice on the right side, and you see that he's going to run out. He starts up the field, then he goes back in.
Number 80, offense. The penalty is declined. That's the end of the first half.
Anyway, he went back in, and he hit Kurt Warner just as he threw that ball.
13-7, the Bucs lead. A look back at Bo Jackson, his career, a live interview with the great Bo coming up on the Toyota halftime show. And we'll return to Tampa after this message from the NFL and a word from our ABC stations.
Since I logged on to NFL.com, I found out who holds the single-season sack record. It's Michael Strahan.
I got the weather forecast for my next home game. Yep, cold.
Since I logged on to NFL.com, I can email my brother.
I can communicate better with my teammates.
Let me check that one more time. Oh, what do you know? Michael Strahan.
I found Super Bowl highlights.
I'm a combat photographer. And you gotta carry a weapon. If things get so bad that you have to put the camera down, then you gotta be able to fight back. When you see a child sitting there all by themselves, you know, you're thinking, where's the parents? Do they even exist? But it's something emotional. It's something that's gonna make American public stop and look at that photo and say, I understand. What can we do to make things better over there?
Last Tuesday, 21 million Americans turned to a grade A, charming, funny new show.
No.
And discovered the best new comedy of the season.
I'll see you in your dreams. Hey, you stay out of her dreams.
8 simple rules for dating my teenage daughter. Tuesday at 8/7 Central, followed by Life with Bonnie on ABC.
They might not be the most bashful.
Yep, snacks.
But they'll do anything to save a life.
I'm gonna get you out of here.
MD's Wednesday at 10/9 Central on ABC.
You see a lot of Ford commercials, but the new GMC Sierra has more horsepower than F-150 and more towing capacity too. So what'll it be? The power of persuasion or the power of more power? Now get 0% APR or $1,000 cash back on a new 2003 Sierra. See dealer for restrictions. Upgrade to professional grade with 0% APR or $1,000 cash back. See the pros at your local GMC dealers today.
Hey, you know what? What? You gotta eat.
Well, it's in your eyes. Ain't no surprise. You got a thing for checkers. Check it out. You gotta eat. Ain't nothing like this place. You gotta eat. Ain't nothing like this taste. You gotta eat.
You gotta have a checker double-decker. Nothing else will do. It's 2 huge patties with all the toppings, and now it's just 99 cents. Ain't no taste like it. Double-decker now just 99 cents at Checkers.
You gotta eat.
New evidence in the case of an abused Tampa child after the game.
The Toyota Halftime Show, brought to you by Toyota. Get the feeling. Here now, Al Michaels.
Tampa Bay taking the lead at the end of the first half, and the Rams are trying to avoid going to 0-3. Halftime score from Raymond James Stadium is 13-7 Buccaneers. Well, this is the 33rd season of Monday Night Football. Almost 500 games have been played on Monday night, and some unbelievably memorable games and moments. So tonight, a new feature, Monday Night Football Legends. Who better to start with than Bo Jackson? 1987, the Kingdome in Seattle. Remember? After completing his rookie season with baseball's Kansas City Royals, Bo Jackson decided to give pro football a go. He joined the Raiders in late October and 5 weeks later made his Monday night debut.
Jackson in motion. Give it to Bo.
Here's a guy that has the speed to run around you or run over you. I don't think there's ever been another guy like that in the National Football League with that size and speed.
Adding to the blossoming legend was another larger-than-life character, Brian Bosworth, number 55.
This was a classic clash between good versus evil. The offense means heroes, and heroes mean the good guys. So this was a clash between Bo the hero and Boz the evil man.
Here's Bo, and here goes Bo for the touchdown.
I never really understood the big deal about that particular play because there was no major collision. There was no birds flying around my head and going, where am I again? I think it was more punctuation on Bo's fabulous night. Suddenly, he's a superstar.
And it's Jackson to the 40. Look out. And every time he gets the ball, there's going to be that
sense of anticipation. To the 20 and out in front. Can't run him down.
You know, it was one of those type of reactions.
This is the one in my mind that's the highlight of Monday Night Football. When he cleared that corner and he hit the 50-yard marker, he hit another gear that I had not seen any player ever hit. I don't think I've ever seen a player hit it since then. At that point in time, I said, I am not catching this cat. This guy's got 6 motors, and I think I see smoke coming out of his heels.
Ultimately, Bo Jackson ran for 221 yards, a Monday night record that still stands.
On that particular Monday night, there was no bigger game during the whole season. That day was the greatest day of his life in the NFL.
And why not wrap up the piece with a live interview? There is Bo, and we'll talk with him when we come back. Halftime here, 13-7 Bucs.
There is no formula for engineering a smooth-riding 5-link rear suspension. No instructions for designing a superior multi-alloy steel safety cage or the ideal 8-passenger interior. After all, you can't follow old directions when you're forging new ones. The full-size Toyota Sequoia. It's unlike anything you've experienced.
ABC Wednesday at 8/7 Central. Check it out, guys. Look what's coming. Damon Wayans stars in the season premiere of My Wife and Kids. Then at 9/8 Central, imagine dating 25 beautiful women in one night. It's the season premiere of The Bachelor. And at 10/9 Central, he fought in Bosnia. He fought in Black Hawk Down. Now these doctors are fighting the system to save lives.
Try not to let arbitrary rules get in the way of helping patients.
The premiere of MDs. It's an all-night Bachelor Day party. Wednesday, starting at 8/7 Central on ABC.
Halftime, Tampa Bay leading St. Louis 13-7. In fact, the Tampa Bay's #1 pick in 1986, people forget, was a man named Bo Jackson, who is joining us tonight, part of our Monday Night Football Legends feature from a hunting lodge where he's hunting pheasant in South Dakota. Bo, great to have you with us tonight. We just looked, of course, at that great run on Monday night at the Kingdome. 15 years later, what do you think of when you think about that night?
To be honest with you, Al, I really don't think about that. And whenever I do, someone reminds me of it, and the first thing that I think about is that it was my birthday on that night. And not only that, I found out the day before that my wife was pregnant with our second child.
Well, nobody who saw that will ever forget it. Nobody who saw you play baseball will ever forget that. As you look back, what did you enjoy more? What did you derive the most pleasure from, baseball or football?
I think back then, whichever sport was in season, that's what I enjoyed most. I never tried to overlap both sports in any way, shape, form, or fashion. If it was 95 degrees and I had a baseball bat in my hand, that's what I enjoyed. If it was 62 degrees and wherever with the football helmet on, that's what I enjoyed at that point in time.
Your career, of course, was shortened far too prematurely when you were tackled in a playoff game between the Raiders and the Cincinnati Bengals in the early 90s. It led to a number of ailments. It led to the early retirement. Do you at all right now, do you feel at all shortchanged by what happened?
Al, if I said yes, I would be lying. I think the man upstairs put obstacles in everyone's paths just to see if they can overcome them. And if it wasn't for that play that night at that particular time, I wouldn't be the person that I am now. So no, I have no regrets about what happened in my past. I feel that I've lived my athletic life to the fullest, and I wouldn't go back and change a thing.
Which leads us, Bo, to the present. Of course, years ago, you were omnipresent. You were everywhere, baseball and football, a legendary figure. The Bo Knows advertising campaign. So, Bo Jackson in the year 2002, what are you doing these days?
Al, I'm trying to be a successful businessman. Right now, I have a company that's called Ingenuity, And under that cap, I have a couple of businesses that I own, which is I'm in the food business. I produce and manufacture nutritional bars called Bo Jackson Better Bars, and I also have a food line of desserts through Mrs. Smith's Bakeries out of Swanee, Georgia. My nutritional bars are being distributed throughout the country by Cisco Foods. And also under that ingenuity cap, I have a staffing company in which my company is able to place employees all over the country in any field.
You sound like a happy man. We're happy for you. And again, thanks for the memories. I mean, it was just, every time I think of that play and I look at that play in '87, I mean, that's what Monday night has been all about for 33 years, memories like that. Bo, great to talk with you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You bet. Bo Jackson visiting with us from South Dakota. Second half coming up here with Tampa Bay leading 13-7.
Are you tough enough to drive a Tacoma?
Ready?
The Toyota Halftime Show, brought to you by Toyota. Get the feeling. We'll be back with the second half kickoff after this from our ABC stations.
Jennifer Garner is Sydney Bristow, a top-secret, undercover master of disguise government agent who's so hot.
Do me a favor, darling.
TV Guide needs 3 separate covers just to cover her.
Freeze!
Now is the time to leap into the adventure. Alias begins Sunday at 9/8 Central, followed by the season premiere of The Practice on ABC.
Introducing the new S-Type. Sometimes an object of desire gets more intriguing, more provocative, and more irresistible the closer you get. The new 2003 S-Type, beyond beautiful. For exceptional values on the S-Type, visit your local Jaguar retailer today.
Just once, I want these guys at Subway to talk to me about something besides food. Hey, Scott. Hey, Jim. You know that girl at the pet store? The redhead? She's asking about you.
The one who feeds the lizards and the turtles?
Yeah, you got something you want me to tell her?
Yeah, tell her that right now it's Subway for just $7.99. Get 2 delicious foot-long sandwiches. That's 2 feet of fresh-made taste for just $7.99. Tasty meats and toppings on fresh baked bread for just $7.99.
Scott, you don't get out very much, do you?
Subway, eat fresh.
More than ever, the best things in life are free. Because when you buy a new 2002 Ford truck, you'll make no payments until January 2003. Plus, get interest-free financing for up to 60 months or up to $3,000 cash back on Ranger, Ford F-150, and Super Duty. Get free at your local Southern Ford dealer now.
Complete post-game coverage of the Bucs and Rams after the game.
Back in Tampa, Al Michaels, John Madden, and Melissa Stark on this September Monday evening, week 3 climaxing, and Marshall Faulk with the neck strain, who didn't play in the second quarter from about the 7-minute mark on, has the helmet on, is back on the sideline, ready to come in with Gramatica kicking off to the Rams. Terrence Wilkins tripped up back at the 17. Good play by Dwight Smith. The update on Faulk. Let's go to Melissa.
Well, Al, it's pretty surprising that he's out here. I just talked to Mike Martz about him, and he said that the x-rays at halftime were negative, that there are no broken bones, but that his neck is very sore, very tender, and that he obviously would not return in the second half, that he was going to have a CAT scan later tonight before the team headed back. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
So Mike tells you that. Candidate, meanwhile, is in the game. John, it looks as if Marshall wants to do anything to get back into the game.
I've always thought when a guy put his helmet on and his chin strap on and has his mouthpiece ready, that he's ready to go. But if the coach says you can't go, you're not going to go until he says so.
Here's Warner now. His first pass of the second half. A beauty right on the numbers to Isaac Bruce up to the 40-yard line. First down, tackled by Brooks, gain of 22. Tampa Bay taking the lead at the end of the half. Very similar numbers, except for the turnovers.
Neither team was able to run the ball, and as you say, that big thing, remember Simeon Rice? He intercepts that pass on his own dog, and then with that, the Buccaneers went in and scored after they got the ball.
That second turnover came at the end of the half. The first one was costly. Now they run a reverse, and this is Terrence Wilkins with a little bit of room to roam, but they close quickly, and Ron B. Barber comes up to trip him up.
Mike Martz is trying to get Terrence Wilkins to do some of those things that Oz Hakeem did. You know, play that slot, run those reverses and options and those kinds of things. And he really hasn't fit into this offense yet, and that's why, you know, that Ricky Prohl had to become the third wide receiver, but then Ricky Prohl can't do the things that Oz Hakeem could do, and Terrence Wilkins isn't ready to do the things that Oz Hakeem could do.
And of course, Bruce and Holt are the big men. Holt has caught 6 tonight. Isaac's caught 2, and that pass is incomplete. Corey Holt off his fingertips. Errant throw, third down 8.
And they're trying to throw Kurt Warner's timing off, you know, because he is a rhythm guy and he throws in windows and those kinds of things. So the Bucs are really mixing up. I mean, they're going there, you know, they're cover 2, they're going cover 3, they're bringing some blitzes as they did on that last play, just to make Kurt Warner get rid of the ball before he's ready to.
Monty Tiffin's defense facing a 3rd and 8 from the 42-yard line. They have to get to midfield to convert. Warner throws, caught. Holt came back and then does get the first down. Caught it at about the 50, then came back and was able to reach over and pick up the first.
It was looked like one of those things that he didn't know what he was doing, but then he did know what he was doing.
Highest career pass rating through Sunday's games. Let's take a look at this. Steve Young, Joe Montana, Jeff Garcia, 1, 2, 3, the 349 of quarterbacks. But now there's a new leader, and the reason it took him this long to get there is there's a minimum number of passes that have to be thrown. That's 1,500. And once he threw that 1,500th pass at the end of the first half tonight, Warner moved to the top of that very elite list. And then he moves to the bottom of Warren Sapp's list at the 40-yard line. Warren says, I'm not interested in any stuff like that.
It's just a matter of time. And, you know, we were talking about that earlier, that they say it's his defense, it's his cover 2. What a big part of it is these guys, the Bucs can get pressure on you from Warren Sapp, from their front guys, without having to blitz. And that's big. When they can bring 4 guys and cover you with 7 and get there with their 4 guys, that is big. Then you can do a heck of a lot of things on defense. And Warren Sapp is just so big and so quick and so strong and such a good athlete.
5th time he sacked Warner in the last 3 Monday night meetings, and this is Candidate up to the 48. That was an 11-yard sack for Warren Sapp. And the Bucs have now had a sack in 47 consecutive games, or the equivalent of almost 3 full seasons.
And you see that new look he has, that ball look, he says that makes him a little faster. He used to have those dreadlocks. He said, then when they started sewing them instead of growing them, he went bald. That upset me. He said they were hard to grow, they were hard to take care of, and he was growing them. And then he said, guys, start sewing them on. He said, then that was time for me to get my hat and go ball.
He is a funny dude. He and Shannon Sharp should do like a duo on the Comedy Channel. Warner throws, and it is a leaping non-grab. No, Isaac Bruce leaping for it. Came down, it appeared for the moment with it, and then it got dislodged.
I'll tell you, and Warren Sapp got so much penetration there, and he had 3 guys on him. 2 offensive linemen and a running back, and Isaac Bruce just drops that. I mean, that's a perfect pass. Now, again, if that goes down and he had control of it, when that ball hit the ground, that would have been a complete pass. Of course, you see the ball bounce out there, so he didn't. But Kurt Warner, did you see him? He just took about 3 steps and launched that thing like a javelin.
And now Mitch Berger will try to launch this punt. More likely try to corner it. Instead, he does boot it straight downfield to Carl Williams, who takes it inside the 6. Which is normally not what you want to do. A flag is thrown. Archuleta takes him out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
We're seeing more and more of starters playing on special teams. There's been so many big plays on special teams that a lot of these clubs have started to use their better players on special teams.
There are 2 flags on the play. One at about the 42, the other at the 22.
I'll tell you, at the end of that first half, Kurt Warner really took some shots.
He did.
That last one, just the last play of the first half, Simeon Rice really hit him.
On the play. Holding number 27 of the receiving team during the return will be declined. Holding number 51 of the receiving team during the kick will be penalized from the spot where possession changed.
Both against Tampa, pinning the Bucs deep inside their 5 at the 3, in fact, with 11:17 left in the third.
All rise.
I'm open over here.
I can't sleep, Mom. There are monsters in my closet.
I have an idea. There, honey. Feel safe?
Now the monsters are under the Caravan.
No, they aren't. I'll show you.
Dodge Caravan. A feeling of security no matter what lies ahead.
Told you so.
Sure. Let's hide under the minivan. Great idea.
See Monsters, Inc. now on DVD and in the Dodge Caravan. Get a no extra charge DVD player on Caravan ES, plus Dodge's 770 powertrain limited warranty.
I see linebackers blitz, cornerbacks too, cartwheels and splits, and foam-fingered fools. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see guys who kick, girls who cheer, picture in picture, and ice-cold beer. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
I'm in a New York.
The 2-hour NYPD Blue event. First, celebrate 9 great years and stay tuned for the season legends are made of. ABC tomorrow at 9/8 Central.
The bright lights. How have the Stars been doing tonight? Good first half for Brad Johnson. Pittman with 26 yards rushing. And Keyshawn, 4 grabs for 59. And now the Bucs, after the punt, after the penalties, are back at their 3. Pittman tries to give them some room and can't. Jamie Duncan makes the hit. Let's check in with Melissa.
Well, Al, John Gruden said he really wants to commit to the run in the second half. Just 26 rushing yards in the first half, but he's very concerned about the loss of guard Kerry Jenkins, one of their offseason acquisitions this year from the Jets. He had x-rays at halftime. He has a broken left fibula. He's out for the rest of the game. Todd Washington takes his spot in the lineup.
Yeah, Washington, 5th-year guy out of Virginia Tech. So Jenkins, who was penalized twice, once on that leg whip with a broken fibula.
He could have broken his fibula on that leg whip.
I'm thinking the same thing. Here's Johnson out to Pittman. The play selection in the first half was 3-1 pass for Tampa Bay. So Melissa talking about Gruden wanting to establish the run.
but unable to do so with Pittman. And, of course, Allstott's the fullback, gets the carry once in a while.
I would question why. I mean, there's John Gruden's play chart there, and the ones in red, those are the ones he really likes. And you know, he started as an assistant. Well, I mean, he started as an assistant a long time ago. But when he was with Mike Holmgren at Green Bay, he used to type the play sheet, and then he started typing it. Then he always typed it. He typed it when he was a coordinator at Philadelphia, and he still types as a head coach.
3rd and 7, a little dangerous pass right there as Johnson was on his way to getting sacked in the end zone. Tyoka Jackson put the pressure on, and it's 4th down.
And none of those plays work too well on that
No.
thing. You know, sometimes you want to do things, but the field position is just so bad. You want to just kind of get out of trouble. And you know, he passed early. Now he'd like to go to the run, but he would like the field position that goes with those kinds of things.
Instead, the Rams figure to get good field position here. Tom Tupa, good deep high punt, fielded 44 by Terrence Wilkins, and he comes back to the 50-yard line. Rams have it at midfield with under 10 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Tampa Bay leading St. Louis 13-7.
Dodge's new 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match it.
Verizon Wireless now gives you more minutes to connect with the people on your mind and in your heart. With 1,000 anytime mobile-to-mobile minutes, call any other Verizon Wireless customer coast to coast. Plus, get unlimited night and weekend minutes nationwide on the America's Choice Network for $39.99 monthly access. Add a Kyocera phone for just $29.99 and you'll be in touch. Now, for all the times when someone needs you there, you're never too far away. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good.
I used to worry about money. Then I got Brown. Brown helped me figure it all out. Brown manages my inventory, fills my orders, then ships them to retailers anywhere. And here's the cool part. It saves me money, so I have the cash to keep my business growing and my people stoked. They're stoked.
Order fulfillment, distribution, one company. UPS. What can Brown do for you?
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
3 and out for Tampa Bay inside their 5-yard line, and now the Rams have it. Advantageous field position at the 50-yard line. Marshall Faulk, I think, resigned to the fact right now that March isn't going to put him in. Helmet off, chin strap unbuckled. Trunk candidate in the backfield at the 50-yard line, 1st down. Caught. Holt, 5-yard pickup for Torrey Holt, who's caught 8 tonight for 92 yards. The Rams, who had their first lead of the season earlier tonight, under Martz, and he was an assistant in '99, head coach 2000-2001, 32.6 points per game. But thus far, 18.5 per game and 80 fewer yards per game this season. So still trying to really get on track with that first drive tonight was a beauty, 91 yards. 2nd and 4, sack, chasing candidate, and then Dwight Smith comes up from the corner to knock him down.
You know, that's the thing with the Rams is they're not running the ball well. They're not running the ball enough. And I'll tell you, in just watching film of the first 2 games, Kurt Warner's taken too many hits. And, you know, he did even in that first half. And now everyone tries to make the Rams one-dimensional. You try and get Marshall Faulk out of the game. Remember the Patriots did that in the Super Bowl, and everyone does that. Now they have Marshall Faulk out of the game, and this whole thing goes on Kurt Warner's shoulders.
No question. 3rd down and 6. 8.5 to play in the 3rd. Warner out of the pocket, tackled from behind. He's short of the 1st down, though. Chartrick Darby, 91, stops him.
And that's one of the things about this Buck defense and Ram defense, too, is all those defensive linemen are taught that when a guy starts to scramble, you turn and run. Now, this is a situation here where they're going to have to punt. I mean, they're too far for a field goal, and they don't really have the running game, to be honest. They don't have that lead blocker. They don't have that power thing to pick up a short yardage play. And you say, why don't they go for it on 4th down? Because they really don't have the personnel. Now, if they had James Hodgins in there, you know, their lead fullback, and they had Marshall Faulk, maybe, but not with this group.
Pooch punt here from Berger. It's a high floating kick. It bounces at the 7, but then has too much overspin on it. He was able to stop one on a dime before, but this one spins into the end zone. And the ball comes out to the 20. 7:27 left in the 3rd. Bucks by 6.
I love playing two-hand touch, eating way too much, watching my team win with the Twins. I love quarterbacks eating dirt, pom-poms and short skirts, fans who won't quit, and those Twins. And I love them too. Here's the football.
Own the DVD and VHS, Scorpion King. It's a blast with so much rock-solid action, you'll have to watch it again and again. It will totally blow you away. Catch this. The Scorpion King. Buy it on DVD and VHS October 1st.
Hey! Is that Octane 93 you're wearing?
Yeah, you like it?
Oh, yeah.
Dodge. Grab life by the horns.
There's a place where I get my favorite Italian sauces with all kinds of pastas, plus unlimited salad and breadsticks. Sounds like Mom's house, but it's Olive Garden and their never-ending pasta bowl for $7.95. Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
Hawaii has survived Pearl Harbor and killer hurricanes. Now, the new invasion begins. Damon Wayans in the season premiere of My Wife and Kids, Wednesday, 8/7 Central on ABC.
Last week, 21 million viewers discovered the new John Ritter comedy, 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter. Tomorrow, see why it's the #1 new comedy of the season, right here on ABC at 8 Eastern and Pacific, 7 Central and Mountain. The Bucks 1-1 on the season. The Rams 0-2. Tampa up by 6 on 1st down. Johnson throws, caught by Pittman. Tries to get a 1st down. We'll see where they spotted. Very close. Aeneas Williams makes the hit.
That's that thing, you know, we always talk about cover 2 because both of these teams use cover 2 where the safeties are deep and the corner's up. Now, if a sweep comes out there or a short pass, then that corner is a force man. And to play this coverage, your corners have to be pretty good tacklers.
It is a 1st down. Nose of the ball on the chalk, and that's all it takes, even though the center net tips it up. You can see where the nose is right there. On the stripe from the 30-yard line. Johnson hit as he throws, coming in from behind and knocking him down. Grant Wistrom.
You know, and that's what they have to do to Brad Johnson. I mean, you know, all night the Bucks have been getting pressure on Kurt Warner, and Brad Johnson hasn't had a lot of pressure. But here's Grant Wistrom, and you see him come up to the outside, and he just runs right by Robin Oben. And that's what he can do.
QB comparison, very well. I was started to say similar numbers, except for the 2 picks by Warner, so his QB rating far under what Johnson's is. But Johnson doing a very efficient job tonight, per usual. Set up the screen, and they screen it to Dudley, who scored the touchdown earlier, and he takes it up to the 36. And I'm thinking about Brad Johnson, John, and it's such a typical game. I mean, through his career, completion percentage high, but he's only averaged 11.1 yards per completion in his career. That's pretty low. Tonight, the same sort of numbers.
Yeah, because he's not going to take a lot of sacks. He's going to get rid of the ball. He's going to manage the game, and he's a very smart player. I mean, he knows what he can do, and he knows what the offense can do, and he knows what the players around him can do. And the biggest problem with Brad Johnson is he can't run. And in this offense, you'd like to have a quarterback who can run.
His backup that's Rob Johnson, the ex-Jaguar and Bill, who backs up Brad. Johnson hit again as he throws and jams it in there, and then the ball is lost. It's incomplete. Incomplete. Keenan McCardell, the receiver, Aeneas Williams came up with it, and now the officials are going to confer to see what the call is going to be.
That was one that they did throw him out of rhythm, that they came on pressure, and they got to Brad Johnson. They made him throw that when he didn't want to, and he threw it into something he didn't see in there. Aeneas Williams is saying he's gotten the ball. He's taking it off the field. I think this is a Rams ball.
Well, the whistle had blown. The question is, did they blow it dead because it was an incompletion? It is ruled, at least for the moment, an interception. Will there be a challenge? We'll have plenty of time to determine that as we go to commercial.
Dodge's new 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match it.
Verizon Wireless now gives you more minutes to connect with the people on your mind and in your heart. With 1,000 anytime mobile-to-mobile minutes, call any other Verizon Wireless customer, coast to coast. Plus, get unlimited night and weekend minutes nationwide on the America's Choice Network for $39.99 monthly access. Add a Kyocera phone for just $29.99 and you'll be in touch. Now, for all the times when someone needs you there, you're never too far away. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good. Be cool.
Killian's Irish Red. One look says a lot.
I'm so embarrassed.
To heal the sick and save the dying is a doctor's job. But at this hospital, the ones in control are the money people.
There are rules and protocols to follow.
Now 2 doctors will do anything to save a life. Will take on a system that's completely sick.
He got you a heart.
MDs, the drama begins Wednesday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
There is no challenge yet. This is a fascinating play, but here's Johnny Greer.
Tampa Bay has challenged the ruling on the field that there was an interception.
All right, this is one of the more complicated and interesting calls I think we've ever seen in a challenge situation, because they're going to rule it a completed pass to Keenan McCardell. Then Aeneas Williams will come in and take the ball away. Then there's a whistle that blows just about here. Now the question is, does the whistle blow on the run back because Williams was down by contact, or in Gruden's challenge, is McCardell down with possession before Williams strips the ball? Here's the whistle.
See, what I say is that Aeneas Williams got the ball. Aeneas Williams has the ball when the whistle blows. So the whistle is being blown for Aeneas Williams being down by contact, not McCardell.
The whistle was about maybe a second after the play, but Gruden could be challenging that McCardell was down before Williams was able to extract the ball.
I don't think so. I think Aeneas has that ball out of there before McCardell goes down. And there was no whistle. There was nothing to stop the play until after Aeneas Williams has the ball.
So there's Williams, and he rolls over. It's a fascinating call here because the official is calling him down by contact, but in effect, he had taken the ball out.
And you're asking, who did he call down by contact? If he called McCardell down by contact, then of course you can't even challenge the play.
One rump equals 2 feet here too. Now the question is, was his touchdown before the ball came out?
Any body part other than the hand.
The St. Louis player took the ball from the Tampa player before he hit the ground. The play stance is called as first down, St. Louis. Tampa Bay is charged with a timeout.
Yeah, that's the way I saw it too.
As close as you can get.
Yeah, I thought that Aeneas Williams did get that ball out of there, and that's what, you know, that's why Aeneas Williams is so good. I mean, he makes those kind of plays. I mean, Mike Martz's team needs a play. You need a momentum changer. You're on the road. You have to. Someone has to come up with a play. It can be special teams. It can be a defense. It can be the type of play that Aeneas Williams just made, and he's been making those kinds of plays for a heck of a long time.
So now the Rams have it at the 39. Candidate is the tailback in the eye. Hetherington is the fullback. And Warner gets leveled by Shelton Quarles. Planted.
And that's where they want to put the pressure. The pressure all night has been coming right into Kurt Warner's face. A lot of time it's been Sapp, it's been McFarland. This time it was number 53. Watch him here. A little delay. He's going to come on the blitz. You see, he waits and waits and waits, and now they commit to their protection, and he just runs right through. I don't know what Chris Hetherington was watching now. I mean, he should have seen that, even though it was a delayed blitz by Quarles.
2nd and 18 from the 47, and there's movement on the left side. It's so loud that Orlando Pace, the Pro Bowl tackle, move.
False start, number 78. Offense. Go second down.
You know, we were talking about Kurt Warner in the first 2 games, you know, taking too many hits, and then tonight, look at that, 9 quarterback hits. He's been knocked down. He's been sacked twice. They have been all over Kurt Warner tonight. And part of that is that the offensive line really isn't in tune. But the bigger part of that is they have no running game, and all the defense has to do is tee off.
Some of those hits are worth like 3 hits, like Quarles right there.
Now Simeon Rice is lining up on this side.
2nd and 23. And Rice helps create the pressure. And then Murphy makes the catch. And a flag comes in at the end of the play, and rightfully so, because Quarles put his shoulder into his face mask.
Yeah, you want to be emotional, you want to be fired up, but you still want to be smart. You know, we just saw that, you know, Simeon Rice usually lines up on the right defensive side. That time he lined up on the left defensive side to get against John St. Clair. The Bucs have kind of been fighting to line up against St. Clair over there. Spires has been on him. Wims has been on him. Warren Sapp has been on him. Simeon Rice.
Now, they may be talking about the fact, was Murphy down? He was down.
Well, if he was down, then the whistle had to blow, and he hit him after he was down.
Well, if he wasn't down, you still have to make the tackle, but they may be saying that it was a personal foul tackle, leading with his helmet. Let's take a look here.
I think it was a personal foul, leading with his helmet, helmet to helmet, late hit, all the above.
Defenseless player, too. There's in the rule book, a defenseless player, which is what he is at that point.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 53, defense. That penalty would be accepted. We have unsportsmanlike conduct, number 34, defense, taking his helmet off. That penalty would be declined. First down.
That's Dexter Jackson.
Why he did that? I mean, you'd think at some point in this league they would learn to keep your hat on while you're on the field of play. I mean, you go back to Dwayne Rudflay. I mean, there's been enough examples. Don't take your hat off when you're on the field of play.
Exactly.
You know, and I mean, there's probably some kind of automatic thing you do, but I mean, that's where you have to be smart. I mean, that's what drives a coach crazy is those types of things. And John Gruden had 2-on-1 play, a late hit, which was a dumb play, and then taking your hat off, which was dumb.
You can lose your head, but you can't lose your hat.
And when you do lose your hat, you don't want your head in it.
From the 35, Candidate picks up 4 to the 31. Update on Marshall now. Let's go to Melissa.
Well, Al, remember he strained a muscle in the back of his neck in the middle of the second quarter. Apparently, Mike Martz was incorrect when he told me at halftime that Marshall was going to have a CAT scan after the game tonight. He will have an MRI tomorrow when the team returns to St. Louis.
All right, thank you, Melissa. Marshall on the sideline. Remember, he came out, helmet on, chin strap buckled to start the second half, and Martz said,
And the Rams have a new offensive tackle now. That's Grant Williams playing right tackle for John St. Clair.
2nd and 7. And Warner with a flag thrown, and it was Simeon Rice coming around to knock it down.
And it was Grant Williams. They just put Grant Williams in there, and whoever that right tackle is, everyone wants to get to him tonight. Like I said, they're fighting to get over there. It was St. Clair. He had trouble. They take him out. They put Grant Williams in. They go around him.